Ugh. Hello again. It's time to do that thing we do where we unbox a recent purchase I've made. Now, calling this a recent purchase would be an exaggeration because, of course, I bought this last year when I backed it on Kickstarter. So you've already read the title, so I assume you know. I'm opening the Forges of Ravenshire. And we're taking a look at the packing right now. I like this. Nice and bubble wrap-alicious. And, okay. I did throw in extra for a mat. I'm not sure why I have two. Maybe it's a set. We'll see here in a minute. And I also threw in for sleeves. So that's cool. I'm not sure if this is all the sleeves. Maybe there's not a lot of cards. I'm not sure. And then we've got something here on the side. Oh, these looks like, I think that these are sort of the Kickstarter extra, the special components. So to replace the cardboard components, we've got some chunks of wood. Take a look at that, of course, just like everything else. And we've got the back of the box. The box looks like it's, and there was the front. All right. So it looks like it's undamaged. Reasonably heavy. Let's get rid of this packing material. All right. Well, that is pretty neat. I think I'll take these extra things away. I wonder if I bought two of these playmats by mistake. Yeah, they have the exact same model number. So if you would like to purchase the Forges of Ravenshire, we'll look at that in just a minute. So, Forges of Ravenshire is made by Sam Stockton. I had the pleasure of meeting Sam in Cleveland just last year, a little bit over a year ago. And he was doing the rounds up there and visiting Board Game Co. and Quackalope. And I met him over at Quackalope's place. We played Castles of Burgundy together on Quackalope's channel. And I got to talk to him a little bit. It was really neat. It's interesting that we were playing Castles of Burgundy. He's got his game has a his game is a dice selection game, and so it has a few of the elements that Castles of Burgundy had. Although I believe theme-wise and with the other rules on there is quite a different game. That looks really good. It's got that shiny, over the logo. That's pretty neat. But as I was saying, Sam Stockton of BA Games, a real nice guy. Sam, if you're watching this, hello. I miss you. I still tell your story all the time to my friends, and I'll leave that as a mystery. And by the way, that's very green. Look how green that is inside of there. Really neat. Okay, so right on the top here. Oh, that glare's gonna bug me. Hold on a second. All right, now that I've switched to mood lighting, let's take a look in here. We got some bags. We got some organizational bags. That's nice. We got the rule book here. It's the big floppy kind of rule book. As we look at the back, oh, this looks a little different than the digital one. I've been looking at the digital version of this rule book, which Sam warned me was probably different than this one. So I'm not sure. I might have gotten an old version of it, I think. I'm not sure if they published a new PDF of it or not. So I'm going to take a look through here. But, okay. So on the other one that I looked at, there was stuff on the back. Oh, but look at this. Oh, maybe this is what I'm thinking of. Oh, it is. Okay. I was a little confused there at first. So this here is for the solo mode and optional 2 and 3 player variant. So it's just a variation on the regular playlist. It looks like there might be some other components here. Yep, and just kind of a variation on the setup and the play. Interesting. I watched Rahdo's solo mode for it, so I knew you could flip one of the boards over and have kind of the solo board for it. And here's the regular rule book. On the back here has a nice reference. Oh, I love that. I love that. It's sort of a consolidated, all the kind of random things you need to know right there on the back of the book. I don't think that this one's complicated enough to really require an index. I guess an index always helps, but it doesn't have that. This looks exactly like the PDF I looked at earlier. I'll have to read through this again just to make sure everything's done. I think this is something that's new. They added this, they added some stuff so that you're not shutting out people when you win awards and stuff for these titles. Of course, reading this rulebook and stuff was very, very simple. It's a really, really easy one to follow. It's got a lot of moving parts, right? But they're not so bad. And I definitely think after you've played it once or twice, especially, you're going to get it. I think it's that way for a lot of games, okay? And I say that a lot. But this doesn't have mechanisms that are so out there and so weird that you couldn't just pick it up. In fact, it seemed really intuitive reading through it. You know, you're going to put a dice down, then you're going to pick a dice up, and you do the thing it said. These are player components. We got some upgrades. These are little things that block out little areas of the tableau. This does have a tableau where you kind of build up. You eventually get better and better. There's some more cardboard components. These are guilds, so you're going to be able to put these guild markers down onto your tableau. There's one space you can go to acquire more. And as you when you pull a dice back, you're going to be able to put it over the top of one of these rows of things, and then it does stuff. So in that way, it's a little bit like maybe Wingspan, in that it's you build an engine down below. So we got Castles of Burgundy, Wingspan, and the other thing I've noticed similarity to, because you pick up a dice, was Raiders of the North Sea. So think about something that sort of ingests all of that in a blacksmithing theme. Here, of course, we have coins. Kind of thought I got metal coins. I wonder if there are metal coins in here. I can't remember. And we've got all the little, these are like the exotic materials that you can build things of. Some player markers, and the first player marker right there. Something that's real nice about this is they obviously thought a lot about their insert. And it's got an overall lid over the top of it, which I appreciate. To kind of hold things in. There are little divots and stuff here, so it'll press into these little things and kind of keep them at bay, keep them where they're supposed to be. Everything in their place. We got some dice here. I'm gonna pull these aside, and we'll look at the smaller components in a second altogether. Got some colored cubes. Got a metal first player token. That's pretty cool. And we got some title cards. And I think these are your orders, your objective, the things you're trying to make. Oh, I can't remember what the word for it was. But let's look at this insert. Look at this. This is a little bit thicker than you typically see. And these are neat. These also have lids right here. I believe these are probably just for common items and stuff. This looks like it would hold dice. Down through here. Yeah. For the left and right side of the table, component holders here. We got a little protective piece of paper. I like to keep these too, because I'm always worried about the bottom of these things scratching like cardboard components underneath. Here we have the player board. Pull that out. So instead of dual layer, they just have holes right there. So that works too. Kind of locks it in, but it doesn't get warpy Perhaps. I know sometimes when you dual layer things, things get a little warped. Or could get warped. You got your score track along the bottom. These are the areas you'll be going to do the placement of the dice. This is where those little guild tokens I was talking about come down. So you could, if you go over here, you can pick one of these guys or pay for them and add them to your tableau. So that's the player board we all interact with. So here down below we have the player boards. These are the individual tableaus for the different characters, and we'll look at the artwork and stuff, but I'm not going to belabor a whole lot of time on each thing because I think inside of here is pretty much the same. There might be some slight differences, I don't remember. On the back, this is what you'd use for the solo game. They have one of these on each of these things. It doesn't really matter which one you pick, but you've got a little board here on the back. But on the inside, you've got your individual player board. These are a bit asymmetrical, like they have a little bit of a different advantage. They also have assistants that add further asymmetry to this whole thing. These are dual layered boards, which you can see pretty effectively right there. All the little places where you're going to interact with stuff. It's got there's little tiny cubes here. These are standard, pretty much standard board game cubes, but they're interesting selection of colors. Those are going to interact over here on these things. There's a selection of dice too that you'll also be using, and it came with one assistant dice, which kind of looks like a skunk a little bit. So this one stands out a little bit from the others, but yeah, there's a selection of the dice that it comes with. There's also a really cool first player token here. And this is metal. It's real smooth to the touch. It's a little bit raised up right here. There are 4 of these. Oh, there's a little lip on the bottom. So we got this guy, the Raven, and this wild bunch here. But like I said, I believe the inside of their boards are basically the same. There might be some other components that are a little bit different, or what they start with is a little bit different. I'm not sure if the main difference is with them or if it's with the assistants that they get. Let's take a look at one of those game mats. I'm going to just move this box out of the way. And what I'll try to do is I'm going to get all these components together. I'm going to rebox it. And we're going to test, even sleeved, we're going to sleeve these cards and stuff, and then we'll really test the robustness of this insert. Alright, so I'm pulling out my mat. I need a bigger shot here. So here's the game mat. It's very vibrant. Oh, it's got a whole section here for all the achievements and stuff that you build things. It's really pretty. It might be just the slightest bit of blur on this, but it's not bad. It still looks really, really nice. Oh, and the color is great on this. We go ahead and, in fact, here's the print version. All right, if we pull out a little bit, we can do a side-by-side of these things and really compare them. I think on camera it's actually kind of really hard to see the difference. In person, this looks a little tamer, this looks a little bit more muted and stuff, and this seems a little bit more vibrant. So, looking up at my camera screen is a little hard to tell, but that's what I'm seeing here. A little bit crisper on the numbers and stuff, not bad. I mean, this is just, you're seeing the texture of the neoprene. It is stitched and stuff too on the side. They did the same thing too, where they got the little cutouts for the individual dice holes and stuff. So I think this is good. Nice little neoprene mat, very small. Don't think there'll be a place for it in the box. That's not usually a requirement for me anyway on neoprene mats, although I do enjoy it when it happens. We'll go and roll this up. Now, it's my understanding that more than likely by accident, I bought 2 of these because this is the same mat. So I'm going to leave this sealed and undisturbed and put it for sale. But under here we got some more small things. Let's bring it in. Kind of unload this bag of goodies. Now these are the wooden components to replace cardboard components, which I actually have right here. Have some of those things. So we can just do a quick comparison on these too. So we got some like gems. The color actually looks a little different. These are a little bit pinker than these. And I think they're supposed to be more an orangey color, but they're still neat. Again, not knocking anything. I'm just pointing out things that I notice. All right. These here, again, slightly different color, but you know, it's dragon scale. What color is a dragon? No one knows because they're not real. And then over here, we've got the, these are the, what are these things called? Charms? The magical word for a charm. Amulet. It's right at the tip of my tongue. That's those things. I'm not going to worry about it, obviously. And, one more thing over here. Well, we've got a couple of things, actually. Whatever these are. I'll go ahead and take these special elements. These are all the, like, more magical, mystical elements that you can add to your stuff when you're building things. That is a quick look at those things. They do look a bit different. I can't say that I like the cardboard better or anything. I definitely like these wooden ones better. Let's get all that out of the way. What else we got here in this bag of fun? I said I'll be organizing this later, so I'm kind of throwing everything around just to make it a little bit harder. More difficult. It looks like this whole bag is basically this one punch board. Alright, so here's the little end. These are little things that you put to track your points, and they have the same characters that are from the tableau. You'll be using these to track your prestige and stuff and your points along the track. Can't remember exactly what that forge is. It might be an alternative first player token, although they have this too, this other one, which looks a lot really similar to the metal one. So maybe we're just like chock full of first player tokens. There's 4 rounds in the game, so maybe these are like improved round markers. I'm not sure, but that's the last little wooden component in there. Everything else, I believe. Oh, no, it's not. There's one more thing. These are action tokens. And they're little hammers. So apparently at some point in your turn, you can say, stop, it's hammer time, and use one of these action tokens. It's half true. I don't think you're required to say, stop, it's hammer time, or anything like that. But there's the difference. If people care to see what the difference between finding these wooden tokens, which might be hard, and the ones that it comes with, which are completely playable, of course. It's always kind of interesting if you got an opportunity to get like a deluxeified version. This isn't even the most deluxeified version there was. In fact, I think a lot of the stuff that I got, aside from the mats and maybe the sleeves, are pretty much what you get with the enhanced Forges of Ravenshire. Keep wanting to call it Ravenshire? It's Ravenshire. I wonder how many times I've said it wrong so far. There was one version of this game, I believe, that came in like a giant wooden box, and there were other, there were special dice that you could get that were really expensive and stuff. I felt like this was the really safe pledge to get with like some neoprene to kind of like give it a little extra touch. In fact, I got quite a bit of that extra touch since I bought 2 of those. Dang! Well, I'm going to put all this together, and then we'll meet back up to put it in the box and kind of see how that works. So I was just right in the middle of organizing this thing and trying to figure out if I had another one of these things in the box. In fact, I might go look again, because I went to go look back in the box and I discovered that there was something that I completely missed, and that is the metal coins. Now, it's unlikely that I would have thrown this away. Maybe I would have noticed the weight in the box, because these are really heavy. But it's funny because I've already punched out all the money and have started organizing it. So I guess I'll pull that out. Because these are cool. Let's take a quick look at this. So it looks like their money comes in 3 denominations. We got a 20, a 5, and probably a single. I'm going to pull these out. Oh, they feel good. Sound good. Good clank test there. I'm just going to pull out a couple of examples of this. There's something about the metal coins in these games and stuff that just make it neat. All right, especially since through your points you're going to be wanting to acquire them and stuff. It's pretty cool to have such a neat looking representation. Looks like they're the same on both sides. Again, really neat, really cool. Quick comparison to like the 20 and the cardboard and the metal 20. All right. So yes. All right. Welcome to the reboxing portion of this. I have put everything back in and then pulled it out to kind of show you how to organize it. It was very intuitive. The way they made this, the design of this insert is 2 thumbs up. It's very excellent. But we're going to put it to the test. We're going to put everything back in and spin it around, which is what I like to do. First thing probably would be these guild tokens. If you look, they're the tokens that are kind of rectangular like this. There's a perfect spot for them right here. I do not yet know if I'll need to keep them separated or if it's, I think it's kind of like randomly picked. So, but they fit right there, and you'll see on top, these things fit just perfectly right on top of those. Of course, we've got these card wells, and it looks like the first player token was meant to fit right here. We've also got this forge token. This is the wood version of this. In fact, you'll see the wood version of some of these components. It's a little tight, but it does fit right there just fine. Then we've got the cards. Now, I didn't break down all the individual cards and stuff. But they're pretty simplistic. They've got a little bit of artwork on the back. I've got these non-rot rubber bands. These rubber bands will never rot, and they don't have a lot of elastic pressure. They kind of pull apart really easily. What I've done is I've separated out the Automa stuff, so the solo mode stuff. And I'm just going to put it all together here on the bottom. And then we've got the achievements. So we've got the 3rd level achievement, the 2nd level achievement, and then the 1st level achievements. On top of that, I'm going to throw these titles. And then over here, we've got the individual player colors. So these are some reference cards, some game references and stuff. So that's pretty neat. It's going to come with quite a few little game references to help help you teach the game. And then we've got our assistants here. And so all of this fits. These are all sleeved. I ended up with 3 sleeves left over. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop them on the bottom here in case I need them for some reason. Also, we've got these 4 player colors. And I've went ahead and I put the cubes in with the little place marker that you use. This is the little wooden piece that came with the bonus stuff. But I put it with the little marker that you use for your for the score track. And it looks like these will fit 2 up in these things if you kind of do a little squishy with them. So they're going to just go right here. I don't think I pulled these out. I think that this is for solo and it'll just barely fit, but these little number tokens here, this is really tight. I feel like this was probably made more for the cardboard versions, but it does work right there. And over on this side, we have some of these other little tiles, these little, I guess, U-shaped tiles seem to fit perfectly right there. There's even a little extra space up there if you felt like you wanted to put something on top of it. Or maybe if you wanted to separate out these little things. I'm not sure if I like them being in there or not. It kind of makes sense to hand somebody a player color, you know, hand them that, and then maybe their set of cards or whatever. Okay, next we've got these tableaus. So we'll start laying these tableaus back in there. Really nothing special, remarkable about that, except it's so nice the way they all fit in there. And you see it leaves a little ledge here. That's where our player board's going to go. And then I'm going to put this little protective sheet back in here. This was in there probably for shipping. But I like the idea of having that there to protect this from scratches. Because next, we've got these things. And what I've done is I've put money and the action tokens in this one. I think I actually put... I'll put the first player in one of these also. Right here on this side, we've got these extended things that block out your tableau or areas on your tableau, and dice. So the dice split up into both of these, and these little long pieces will go down here and kind of keep things in check. This goes on here. This is a less perfect fit with all the stuff inside. It's not pushing up a whole lot. There's nothing really locking it down. That's okay. I'll show you why in a second. Over here on the other one, I put all these special goods right in here, and there's that first player token, just kind of fits in the top. And then the dice and these long pieces on the side, much like I did on the other side. Those go in here. Of course, all of this gets locked down with this little thing, do my thingy here. This little lid. It's going to keep all of this stuff from roaming about. It does stick up a bit here because it looks like it was kind of meant to go in just a little bit, but it's working out. And then you got the rule books. What's interesting is there's just, especially if you press down a little bit, there's just a little bit of space on here. So something I would like to do is take this mat. So what I've done is I've very gently just kind of laid it over. I'm leaving these little rolls there. So I'm thinking this will compress, but it won't fold completely. So maybe I won't get a bunch of bendies. And if I do, I got this other one. Let's try it out. Let's go ahead and put that in there and see if we get any lid lift, even with the mat inside. The first time I tried this, I forgot to put that little plastic part. I think that plastic part is probably going to add like another millimeter or two to make this come up a bit. But it's pretty much perfect. It closes pretty much perfectly. Hopefully, I don't know if I'm squishing that thing a whole lot or not. Like when I squish it down, there's a little bit of room there. But let's go ahead and give it a spin. Yeah, nothing's moving around in there at all. Completely fine. Oh, you're going to game night and then suddenly you decide to do a flip. what will it look like back on your shelf? Oh, the other thing to note too is like if you got the deluxe components, you're gonna have a big bag of extra stuff. This stuff, I'm not sure what I'll do with. Maybe I'll keep. I usually throw this stuff in a closet somewhere. This is a nice set of coins. They're all paper, but it'd be a nice set of coins for something if I wanted to count money up for something else. All right, let's take a look just real quick inside here and see how bad. See if anything was shifted. I don't think so. This is still nice and fluffy. Of course, it's just been like 1 minute, right? And of course, all of these components and stuff, right where we left them. Really well done. Really, really well done. Always think it's interesting when I can put a mat in there. There's just like, there's just like maybe a half inch, maybe a quarter inch of space left on top of here, especially if you left that plastic out. Might even have more space. It's just enough for this tiny little mat to fit inside of here. Oh, I love that. Love that a lot. And this has been my unboxing of Forges of Ravenshire. I'm super excited to get this to the table. In fact, I might get this to the table tonight. So I got to clean up all this stuff. Until next time, enjoy your games, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.